Good morning. It's time for Precision Talk. I'm Marketing Manager Frank Olmstead with HTS Ag. And joining us this morning, Technology Advisor Jay Robinson. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, Frank.
So you had the thought that you keep getting these questions asked to you when you're out on a farmer's location or on the phone, and that they're the only one who gets to benefit from that answer.
Yes.
So we put it out there that if any farmers had any questions, we try to answer them on this week's Precision Talk. So,
It's like that old adage, if you have the question, there's probably other people in the room that do too.
right. So we got it, and we compile it down 5 or 6 questions that we got. So I'm going to make you answer them for everybody here this morning. So Jeff from Greene County says, what's the point of cables in the bin when I can just climb up and smell if something's about to turn?
I think if you're climbing up the bin to smell and you smell something's turned, that's a little bit too late to make a mitigation decision.
Yeah.
The cables are really, you're getting down not only to the core, but depending on the size of the bin, there's another array around the outside. So you're seeing what the middle's doing, but then even the sides that also get more exposure to the heat. Essentially, the short answer is you're going to know something's wrong well before you can smell it. And I think if you can smell it, it might be too late. So yeah, the cables are going to give you a much better heads up.
Okay. So this one's an ag leader question. Dave from Clark County. Why is it better to put technology on my current planter rather than just buy new?
It's kind of a loaded question a little bit because buying new is always fun. But it may not be better, but at the time it could be because of crops, the weather. Maybe things aren't looking great out in the field, and so you're trying to determine, can I go get a new piece of equipment? Or I guess the way to put it is, you might know you're missing out by not having the tech, but is a new piece of equipment in the books. So if you have the planter now that's working all right, but singulation, spacing, things like that might be lacking, and you know that you're putting more inputs into the ground than you need to, or overspraying, overplay, whatever it may be, adding our technology to what you currently have will boost your tech and your visualization and your data gathering just as much as it would on a new planter without having to spend the extra cash.
Yeah, and it makes what you have more efficient.
Absolutely.
So, and efficiency is really the key.
Right, and you go get a new piece of equipment because the one's not working right, or it's inefficient, or you're spending too much time working on it. Yeah. So by adding some more tech to it, you can either keep an eye on it better, or like I said, boost the yield potential up.
Right. So, all right, I'll be satisfied with that answer.
Long-winded.
Mark from Cass County says, I keep seeing posts about high-speed planters. I farm a lot of hills around terraces and very few long, straight stretches. Is it worth looking into at all?
Yes, and the Sure Speed it's marketed as such because you can absolutely fly through the field while maintaining the accuracy and the spacing and the skips and rates and all that. However, you don't have to go fast to get that benefit. So while it does say Sure Speed, not many of us like to go that fast or bounce our heads off the cab. So there's a lot of other things that will do for you in the hills, and placing that seed down a Kevlar belt, one at a time, not a finger pickup or a brush. It's placing it into the ground, every single space. So you know exactly where you're getting, whether you're on a side hill or you're going up or down around a corner. You got the turn compensation on there as well. So you're making sure that the spacing is exactly the same on the inside as the outside. So while you may not need or ever want to go faster, the 99% singulation rates on your corn and the spacings, it's definitely worth no matter what kind of terrain you're in.
All right. So Devin in Tama County says, how does hydraulic downforce compare to my airbag system?
I would say the main thing would be reaction time with going over, say, a driveway or where your semis and your grain carts are always parking, and really compacting that ground. Even sprayer tracks as you're going through, as you spray your fields, those will get more firm than something else. So you want your downforce. The whole point is to keep everything at the same depth. And if your airbags are taking a little bit longer to adjust, you may be over that track by then, depending on how you planted the field that year. With the hydraulic downforce, you're getting that ram arm, and the reaction time is almost instant. So as soon as you hit a harder piece of ground, or determines that there's more gauge wheel load, it's going to react immediately. So, well, anything for downforce is good because that's what you want to keep a uniform depth. You'll get a better emergence that way. If we're going to compare the air to hydraulic, it'd be reaction time and making sure that your adjustments are done much faster.
Okay. Steve from Mills County, Jay, asks, don't all planters have turn comp?
No, unfortunately. And it's a nice thing to have. If you think of some of the old Kensies, you've got ground drive planters, and as they are coming around, the ground drive is exactly that. So as the inside, think about a boat pulling an inner tube, and you turn that corner and you zing them off into the nowheresville. Same thing is happening with the outside of your planter, and the inside is staying slower. So you're going to have narrower spacing on your inside rows because it's going to keep planting at the same rate as your outsides are. But now your outsides are going to be much further gapped out.
Yeah.
So unless it specifically states that it has turn compensation, it most likely doesn't. And well, from the previous question, the guy says a lot of hills and a lot of turns. There's quite a bit of yield potential increase from having turn compensation and not missing, corn that's too far spaced or too narrow spaced, and you get it choked out or it doesn't get enough. So there's a lot of benefit, but not all of them come with it unless it specifically states, but it is something very nice to have.
Okay. And our last question that we'll hit this morning, Jay, Dan from Ringgold County says, I have a few different bin sites around my property. They're not all connected. Can those cables you guys do reach that far?
The amazing fun answer is yes now. We could before to a point with the point-to-point internet access if you have a site that's a little bit further off. But now Opie has Epic, and we're going to be able to start putting that onto bins. And what that is in short-term, explanation is before you have a node that talks to a gateway that has to be hooked up to the internet. Well, that means a shop or a house or a modem on a site that may be in the field. And it may be a little bit more difficult, a little bit more expensive. Now the nodes are self-contained and they send the data up to the cloud from where they are. So if you have a bin or two bins in the middle of a field, you don't have to shoot point-to-point internet, and you don't have to buy a new gateway and a modem and everything for just that one little site that may have one or two bins on it. It's not real practical, but now we can. So the answer does he have to buy? Yes, we can't reach that far because it's actually sending it from where it is. So there's no distance included now, and it's going to be a heck of a benefit.
Absolutely. So if you have any questions that we haven't hit here this morning, always feel free to reach out to us. You can do that through our website, htsag.com. You can call us at 712-744-4468 or
hit us, Frank. Hit us.
On the socials, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, all at HTSAG.